Hey guys, Buff from Game Bet. Today we're bringing a video, and today I'm just going to go over kind of what this week is looking like, because it's going to be an exciting week for gaming. We have a few games coming out this next week and a half. It's going to be a really good time. So we have a few tactical shooters, hardcore tactical shooters I would say, and kicking off the first one here on Wednesday, September 29th, going to have Insurgency Sandstorm's console release. So Insurgency Sandstorm is a game that came out back in 2018 on PC, and it looks like they're finally bringing it over to consoles. They already had the beta and the alphas and things like that on the consoles. I haven't played it on console yet, but I have played it on PC. So that'll be coming out on Wednesday the 29th. I'll be covering that here on the channel. Probably do a live stream here on Wednesday. Show that off for you guys. Maybe if some of you guys in the community get it, we will during the stream. So we're going to have that game. That'll be a lot of fun. We've talked about it here on the channel also for things like mod support. So things like the ISMC mod, which is basically like a tactical realism mod, which enhances the already tactical realism of the game, adds a bunch more new weapons, cosmetics, outfits, things like that, nods, vests, different plate carriers, just a lot of good stuff with the ISMC mod. And I know Upper has other games that have released on consoles, and they do have mod support. So it seems like we will get mod support for Sandstorm. Whether or not that'll be at launch, I don't think we know that yet. They haven't really told us anything about that yet. Most likely that'll come after launch. And whether or not we'll get the ISMC mod, we're not really sure yet. So we'll have to just kind of stay tuned and see what happens with that. But I'm excited to get my hands on that for the console version. And again, I think we can have a lot of fun here as a community with that game as well. So then the very next day, the Veterans Alpha for World War III, the re-release coming up here for that game over on PC. So I'll be covering that as well. I do have that game on PC, and I did get a invitation to play in that as well. So I'll be covering World War III here on Thursday. Now, whether or not I'm able to live stream that because it is on PC, I should be able to work it out. And we'll live stream. I'll also capture some video off stream as well, just so the quality's better, because I only have one PC. So there's not again a streaming PC, it's just one PC. So I'll be doing putting a heavy load on my CPU, but I think we can make it work for a stream. And we'll be covering World War III, which is a game, again, I've covered this a few times on the channel here, especially yesterday we had a video regarding the Veterans Alpha. Another hardcore tactical realistic shooter that has a lot of cosmetics. This is a indie shooter, and probably right up there, I would say, the best indie shooter that I've ever seen. The in-depth customization, the attention to detail, the gunsmithing is second, maybe only rivaled by Tarkov. And again, World War III, just a really fun experience over on PC. So I'm excited to get my hands on that. Again, see all the changes they've made. They did a lot of new changes over there at Farm 51 with that game that they've been working on kind of for about over a year now, to implement a lot of gameplay mechanics that needed improvement. So that'll be a lot of fun. If you want more information on that, check out the video from yesterday where I go into a lot of information about the Veterans Alpha. And I do have some other World War III as well as Sandstorm videos here on the channel. If you want to see how Sandstorm plays, I have a lot of PC gameplay going into some of the ISMC mod weapons. We have things like the AK-105, the Alpha AK, the Scar H, the Scar Light, the DSA-58 OSW. So there's a lot of weapons there in that playlist. And in the World War III playlist, no, I think I have a little bit of gameplay in some of the videos, but a lot of it's the new trailers. But again, that game will go into all the gunsmithing in that in those videos coming up here on Thursday. And then I'll be out of town for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. However, I will hopefully have some more content for Sandstorm and World War III up and scheduled for you guys over the weekend. And then when we come back on the 3rd, maybe kick off with another live stream, or just post another video. And then we have the 4th is when Veterans Alpha ends. So it's going to go for World War III the 30th through the 4th. So we'll be covering for my weekend trip. And then also on the 5th, we have another shooter, that being Hell Let Loose. So Hell Let Loose is another PC game that's been out in I believe it's been in a alpha state. I'm not sure if they had the full release or not. I don't really remember. I never played it on PC. So I actually think it was fully released. And now they're just porting it over to consoles. So again, that'll be available on October 5th, which is going to be Tuesday. So October 5th, we'll get our hands on Hell Let Loose, which is, again, is a World War II shooter. And again, it's basically Squad or Arma, but in World War II, essentially, is how you need to think of that game. And I played a little bit of the beta, and it is a lot of fun. So a rewarding shooter. Same with all of these. Sandstorm, World War III, and Hell Let Loose. Just a lot of fun to play. So I'll be jumping into that on Tuesday as well. So probably just have some videos. We'll have a busy week this next week and a half to 2 weeks of new games, new coverage, live stream, And then we're probably going to end up with the Battlefield beta maybe sometime in the next 2 weeks. We'll have to wait and see what the information they drop for that. Hopefully it's more of mid-October dates, but we'll have to wait until the release out in November. I believe the early alpha, or the early access is going to be November 12th, with the full release being November 22nd. So really, we have 4 brand new awesome first-person shooter games, that being Insurgency Sandstorm here on console. We're going to have World War III's Veteran Alpha, so we'll get our hands on that. And I don't know what the release date is for that. They have been pretty close-lipped on that. I'm assuming that'll release sometime in 2020. And also for World War III, there's been heavy rumors that there's going to be a console release for that at some point, and it makes sense because Sandstorm and Hell Let Loose both started on PC and are now on console. So it would make sense that once World War III releases next year in 2022, that we see a console port also. And it seems like they have a new production company behind them to make their vision come true. So hopefully we end up seeing World War III on next-gen consoles, for not only the game itself, but the player base here on consoles who are just dying to get those tactical shooters. Now after that, we have obviously Hell Let Loose, and then Battlefield in the following month. So there's 4 total games coming out here. We've kind of been very dry on I guess the market for console gaming. Obviously, PC gaming has always been a lot better of a market from first-person shooter perspective, and I do play a lot, hover all those how I want to, so the fact that we're getting a lot of these over to console is going to be a big thing. I'm really excited for that. We can finally switch things up here on the channel, get into some new gunsmithing, customization, and some new tactical games, and really play the games that I think it's really exciting to have these tactical shooters come out and play tactically how I really enjoy playing, especially when we play customized Modern Warfare games. I think that's how basically we all play, and it's a lot of fun. So I think we can do the same thing with these new games. So what you guys think? Which game are you excited for? Sandstorm, World War III, Hell Let Loose, or Battlefield? Let me know down below in the comments. We also have Halo coming out here soon also. However, I do not have an Xbox, so I unfortunately won't be playing that. But again, there's a big year for games coming up here this next year. Really, the tail end of this year is just going to be huge for first-person shooters. So let me know down below which one you're most excited for. Till next time, Buffner Gaming out.